Dear friends, Happy New Year and welcome to the first Wednesday Word of 2025. During our pre-Christmas cleaning of St Matthew's after the carol service, we took the opportunity to take down the blue curtains that have been covering the east end of the church, revealing the beautiful marble and mosaic panels behind. This is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, both to see what it looks like and also to get your views on whether the east end of the church looks better with or without the blue curtains. Many churches like ours, built in the late 19th century with intricate arts and crafts decoration, are now highlighting their historic features. Churches are lighting them, restoring them, and preserving their architectural heritage. While opinions may vary, I personally feel that the East End looks more contemporary and striking without the curtains, with the original panels now on full display. Now, you may be curious about the meaning behind the panels. Most obviously, the central section displays the two tablets of the Ten Commandments as recorded in Exodus chapter 20. Between these panels is a Star of David enclosed in a circle, with the ancient Christian symbol at its centre, representing the first three letters of the Greek name for Jesus, Jesus, iota I, eta H, and sigma S. You may recognise that same symbol on the pulpit as well. But what do all these symbols mean? And why did the architect of the church, Ewan Christian, design the east end of the church in this way? The answer is found in the inscription below the Ten Commandments, Christ, the end of the law for righteousness. This is a reference to Romans 10 verse 4 from the King James Version of the Bible. For Christ is the end of the law for righteousness to everyone that believeth. In this passage, Paul is explaining that a right relationship with God cannot be attained by following the law. Rather, Christ, who perfectly fulfilled the law, offers his righteousness to all who believe in him. Christ is the end of the law, not in the sense that he abolishes it, but in the sense that he is the fulfilment of all that the law points towards, much like Paddington Station is the end of the Great Western Railway. When the church was first built, communion would have been received by kneeling at the rail in front of the table, directly in view of the marble panels. As worshippers came forward to receive the bread and the wine, they would have seen the Ten Commandments, and if they were honest with themselves, they would have recognised their own shortcomings in relation to the law. They may have felt condemned by the weight of the commandments, but then they would have seen the words beneath, Christ, the end of the law, for righteousness. A wonderful reminder that Christ's sacrifice on the cross for our sins covers our sins, and that the bread and the wine, symbols of his broken body and shed blood, are the assurance that Christ's righteousness has been given to us. Through his death, Christ took on the punishment for all of our law-breaking, and in exchange, his perfect obedience is credited to us. As for the Star of David and the IHS symbol, these are visual representations of the same beautiful truth. The Star of David is an ancient symbol of the people of Israel, from whom we received both the Old Testament law and also Jesus, the Messiah, for both Jews and Gentiles. The star, with the symbol of Jesus at its centre, represents the church, God's people composed of Jews and Gentiles alike, who receive God's righteousness not through adherence to the law, but through faith in Jesus. So I hope that you can see that the decoration of the east end of the church is a proclamation of the Christian gospel in word and in symbol. And for that reason, I am proud to have it on display. Two additional points to mention as I conclude. The panels are in need of a good clean, as are the curtains, so we'll have both of them professionally cleaned soon. Secondly, the cross, which was quite striking against the blue curtains, does not look as good in front of the original design. I'm committed to preserving a cross at the front of the church, so I've asked a designer from the congregation to explore a version which would integrate more harmoniously with the marble and mosaic panels. But I'd love to know your views. God bless you today.